And I think what people fail to understand, which I write about, is I see the appeal of religion.
Yeah.
I want to have that. I want to have the belief that there's someone watching out for me.
Envious of the faith and the security that comes with it. The certainty.
I want to believe I'm going to see my dead mom again.
Mm-hmm.
I want to believe that I'm not just like, I'm going to die and then I'm going to go somewhere awesome. I mean, I get like your way is better.
Right.
Your way of believing this is better, but I can't get there. I feel like
Can't logic your way into the belief.
I can't.
Yeah.
People will say it as if God came up to me and I was like, I don't want anything to do with you.
Right.
That's not what happened. I'm open to it. I'm totally agnostic. I just don't really know either way.
Yeah.
I'm desperate to have some kind of belief. I hope I can get there someday. Yeah. I'm not there right now. But people use it as a reason to attack me a lot, that I'm disgusting.
Which is a really compelling argument to join their religion.
I mean, I've had people 1-star review my book, like, you're nasty because you don't believe in God. Kind of, as a conservative, your views on religion. I'm like, my views on religion is that I would love to be, but I'm not, and I can't get there.
Right.
And I think it's really sad because nobody's being won over
from your aggression.
But right. And it's also like, you think that I don't have morals or values because I'm not religious, but I do have morals and values. That's what it is.
And arguably, a lot of the people that I met outside of religion have better morals and values than people that I was raised with in religion. Not to say as a blanket statement, there are plenty of good people on both sides. But that's the thing, is that there are good people outside of it, just like there are good people inside of it. And when I was inside of it, I thought that no good people existed outside of it.
Right.
If that makes sense.
It does. Well, actually, research shows that goes both ways, that most atheists think that atheists are better people. Yeah. Most Christians think Christians are better people, but they both believe wrong things about each other. Mm-hmm. And I do have friends who are very devout Christians, but who aren't, I mean, they're not judgmental of me at all. They know every story in the book. They know the stories that were too crazy to include in the book, if you can imagine that. Because I talk about a lot of shit in the book. But, so it's not always accurate, but it's just getting attacked over that one thing. It's like, I mean, I just put my phone down. I'm like, okay, cool. People like writing essays in my comments about how they feel sad for my child. Right. I'm like, and off of one sentence, I said something about not raising my kids with religion, which I don't know if I will or I won't. Yeah. I don't know if my husband might take them to church. I'm still figuring that out. I don't know how to hold a baby yet.
Right.
You know what I mean? I might not, but maybe he will, and we'll talk about that. Right. But to hear a 1-second statement that I made and be like, now I need to leave this essay about how I feel sad for your child. Right. And you don't stop and think, maybe I should Google her, see what else she said to say about this topic. Maybe I should listen to the whole interview. Right. Maybe I should read the book. But that's just like a microcosm of what's going on right now, because it happens all the time on both sides.
The whole broad purpose for the book to begin with is talking to that exact person. To be like, hey, there's nuance to this. There's also context. You're taking a 30-second clip in the context of an hour-long conversation.
It was actually like a 10-second clip.
Yeah.
Yes. And
it's so
as part of a conversation where we were like joking around.
And again, you're not really convincing me to come over to your side on this. Like, you're not, this isn't a very compelling argument to raise my child in church. If you're the one that's going to be there.
Yeah. You're a jerk.
Actually, I don't want to spend my time with you, and I don't want my child to learn from you, you know?
Right. And it's just it's never, hey, well, why do you feel that way?
Yeah.
People never want to know more. And I think, it can be hard to give up, and I write about this a lot. It can be hard to give up the idea that the other side is bad, because then you don't get to believe you're good just because you're not on that side. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And that can be hard.
You actually have to do stuff.
You actually have to do stuff.
Right.
Yes.
Instead of just holding on to a belief.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, that's objectively more difficult to do. So it's just easier.
Yes, it is easier.
To rest in, like you said in the book, to rest in your hatred,
Yes. And it's easier. It would be easier for me to pick a side. I also love when people say to me that I'm, a fence rider and
totally. Yeah, you're taking the easy way out by doing what? I get. Yeah.
What's easy about this?
Right. I graduated from Bible college with a degree in Bible to go to ministry.
Really?
Like on the same campus that I went to church on from the time that I was 3. So I graduated kindergarten.
You didn't get a degree in Bible?
High school, college, one campus.
Okay.
And I went to church there, and they have a Bible college there.
Oh,
and
wow.
I got my degree in Bible. It's unaccredited, but it's a degree.
I figured. I figured.
So,
I gathered that.
Yeah. So when I left and didn't do that thing, that's what it's met with. Is like, well, you're taking the easy way out. And it's like, you think that abandoning all of my principles, beliefs, network, people that I knew and loved and who loved me, like every person I've ever known, you think leaving that world was easier for me? No. It was actually extremely difficult. And I wish that I could have just kept the belief and just held it. And
was there a moment where you're like, I can't do this anymore?
There was, several moments. Yeah, it was unfolding in a couple of years. Like once I was done with college, that just led me away from it, like kind of step by step, Yeah. And then it just like led me to consider outside opinions, which would never happened before, and to adopt new perspectives and stuff like that. And it was like, oh, these people aren't actually bad people. Oh, these, like, I would actually rather spend time with these people than some of the hypocrites that I knew in this circle. Again, not to paint the whole world that way. Most of my friends are still Christian, and a lot of them still are in that world. And I went to Bible college with a bunch of people who are going to Bible college. So I have friends that are in ministry who are pastors. And they're great people, and they love me, and I love them, and we're friends, and all that stuff. But like, they're to think that just because you are in this bucket that makes you a good person, and if you're outside of that bucket that makes you a bad person, is just objectively a ridiculous statement, even though that's what I grew up believing. That like, if you take a sip of alcohol, if you are homosexual, or if you cuss, if you smoke, if you do any of these things, like, in my mind, you are a bad person, and my job is to convert you into being a good person.